So, you've just finished stitching on the overlocker and you're left with this familiar sight. You've got the tails at the end of the stitching and you need to decide what to do with them. The most common options are probably snipping them off and hoping for the best. Tying them off, but you're left with that knot, it adds a bit of bulkiness in the seam. Or the most professional looking finish, in my opinion, but it takes quite a long time, is getting a darning needle and popping them back through these stitches here. What if I told you you can get your overlocker to capture these tail ends for you so that by the time you finish a seam, there's no additional steps afterwards? Let me show you how. Hi, I'm Lauren and I'm going to teach you how to love your overlocker. First up, choose where your seam is going to start and then flip it to the other side of the fabric. We're going to start sewing about 1 inch up and we're going to sew towards the start of that seam. So pop your fabric under, put your presser foot down and begin stitching. And you're going to stitch to about 1 stitch further than the end of that fabric. So lift your presser foot. And then whilst it's still attached, flip your fabric and pop it to the front of that needle. And then from here, you're just going to stitch your seam as normal, but at the same time, you're capturing those loose tail ends within your stitching. So you already have that beautiful finish on that fabric. So keep going right the way to the end, and I'll show you it's the same process at the end. Here we are coming to the end of our seam. We're going to continue stitching through until we're about 1 stitch after the end of that fabric. I just needed to correct that there and just go 1 stitch further. There we are. Flip your fabric and put it in front of your needles. And then just sew about a further inch, something like that, and take your fabric out of the machine. Snip that closely, and here you have that finished seam. Look at that. It's all done. There's no further work that needs to be done on these seams now. And there's the start as well. So they both look the same. No further work required. They're finished. Look at that. Hope that helps. Bye.